Night Scourge will finally be destroyed.
All right, people. Oh my god. Lot of technical issues. This is now my third time doing this freaking I now have Wildstorm Chamber of Horrors completely memorized. AKAPAD here, the eclectic one. Yeah, sound issues. I'm having trouble running any of my videos. I would most likely say this has got to be connected to some type of my Wi-Fi, some type of connection. Maybe it's just got to reboot my router. But hey, everyone, completely cheers. I can even tell right now. There's a major delay between what I'm seeing like here and what I'm looking at the screen. But people, Wildstorm Wednesday, welcome. This is the long form study of the 90s powerhouse Wildstorm Productions. Brandon Chow, Jim Lee, off the success of X-Men, they get into publishing. This at one time really was like it had been the most successful, the most rounded, the most like artist based, production based independent comic book company that I can recall that relied on building up talent from the inside. Really didn't rely too much on like anything else. Okay, they promoted from within. They've recruited young. Other companies like Wildstorm and Chaos didn't have so much of an incubation chamber for that, or like a petri dish. They acquired people that they knew could do the books. Some of them were veterans, some of them were from like other companies, but everyone, even for Chaos, came on in short stunts. People have legit long careers. They have career arcs when it comes to Wildstorm. And one of the ways, let's just do this because I'm experimenting with how we're doing some of the little baby boxes here. Okay, let me just find one of these baby boxes that I think work. And guess what? I can't do that. Here we go. Does that work? I don't know if I like that one. What are we doing? What are we doing? Okay, here we go. We'll just stick with that. Yeah. So here's the thing. These types of books, they're anthologies. Okay, and they're designed to give talent a chance, talent a shot. And like so usually if you want to put together like a good anthology, one of the things you need is like one or two solid stories. Like you want to get like one or two veterans to come in, and then you want your newer in-house talent to duel it out and play with the rest. Like that's essentially it. And here we have like for that talent, we have Ron Mars and Bernie Wrights. And Ron Mars went on, he did some really good work for Green Lantern. That's really what he's known for. But Ron Mars also went into Top Cow Productions or Top Cow Studios and had a really nice run on Darkness and Witchblade, and was a little bit of an architect of some of those intercompany crossovers between those two. Cyberforce never worked well with Witchblade or Darkness. We got Stephen Grant, who's been in the game for a long time. Jason Johnson for the Tapestry story here. He's completely green. We have Jeff Moriarty, who in-house Wildstorm worked on the trading cards. Tom Rainey, who later would become Mr. Stormwatch in my eyes. And Aaron Weisenfeld is doing the framing pages, like chapter pages, chapter titles. And the funny thing is that I'm not sure if this page here is an Aaron Weisenfeld page. I don't think it is. So these layouts, this Warblade story, Bryce is Warblade's father. He's at the father's grave, but he's dreaming. He's going to get woken up by Savant later. But yeah, so zombies pop up from the grave. We have some of our classic dark coloring by Wildstorm. Very airbrushy. Warblade just takes out the demonites, and then boom, he wakes up. I mean, how is this Bernie Wrightson? I don't even know. But we want good names on some of our anthologies. That moves them. We want covers by Simon Bisley. This is also available as a chromium glow in the dark poster that I'm going to purchase very soon, because how does chromium even glow in the dark? I don't even know that. Savant wakes him up, and we see that we're in like Savant's museum. Savant's like a character that's lived many lives. She's Zelot's sister, and that's about it. Okay, and she became the focal point of a lot of Wildstorm content. Right here, this girl, Savant Guard. She got her in books. She became a part of Wildcats 2.0, 3.0. I believe this character is a complete waste. I believe the focus on Savant is a crippled Wildstorm, the superhero side of the universe, the storytelling. I would say Savant and the Authority completely destroyed Wildstorm Productions. I said it. So here we go. Jacob Marlowe's like, oh, that's a great story, Warblade. Let me tell you a story. And now it's a game of one-upsmanship. Not to mention the one stripper girl, Voodoo. I'm sure she has horror stories, and I'm sure Void over here, Void and Voodoo probably have the worst stories of all of them, because one of them's an energy light being. Through courtesy of Howard Hughes, because we're kind of in the 40s here, Jacob Marlowe goes on a date thanks to Howard Hughes. And this girl has a giant piece of hair just like Marge Simpson, and she's spraying it up with some... I'm giving you cues here, people. Okay? This hairspray is going to pay off, but she's got to zap the hair with hairspray. And guess what she doesn't do? She doesn't talk. But Jacob Marlowe over here, with Trevor Scott's Frank Miller-inspired Sin City, he don't care. He parties with her. They eat, they drink, and we have a nice silhouette here. We have a nice Frank Miller card. Look at these Frank Miller Sin City tire treads. I love the simplicity of these trees here, though. But before Jacob gets pulled over, this girl turns white. And she turns white because he puts his hands on her. And she goes, danger, home, go. She flips out. Jacob Marlowe here looks like he's about to call his lawyers, like potential lawsuit coming. But they get pulled over. And this is an amazing night. He's on a date with a girl that doesn't talk. An axe murderer, no joke here, because it's Halloween, get it? Jumps out with an axe. He was hiding in the back seat the entire time. Keep in mind, these cars are light enough to where you can feel the load if there's a 300-pound linebacker hiding in your back seat. You can feel that in the car. But here we go. He jumps up. The cops blast him away. We have a very bad silhouette here from Trevor Scott. This whole thing would have been better as a flat silhouette. Trevor Scott has some good instincts when it comes to storytelling. Dude's dead, but Jacob Marlowe's like, I don't care. I'm going to take you home still. I'm still going to take you home. Let's get drunk. And he finally makes his move on her when they're both a little bit tipsy, and he spits out these spiders, and he uses his psychic power, and he blows off her head, and it's all spiders. See, we have spiders dangling here. And then he runs into a room, and we kind of see that there's been cocooned people here. So, all right, the girl has been doing this for a couple weeks now. Jacob Marlowe grabs a lighter and sets his girl on fire before he cannonballs out the window into the car, hops off Frank Miller Sin City style, because that's where this panel here is from. And then there you go. And Zealot's here, like, yeah, let me tell you my story. Beautifully drawn by Aaron Weisenfeld here. I mean, we can tell by the shading, the beautiful hair, the good proportions. This is he's used some great photographs for some of these references. We got Jason Johnson here. He's green. This entire project screen, we have some over-the-top lettering here. But no, this is why we have an anthology. We have to test out the talent. 2 kids running around Salem. It's the Salem witch trials. Tapestry is raising a covenant, all dressed in Wildstorm's logo color, by the way. The kids stumble upon this meeting, and she's like, well, God bless you. And the kids are like, we're out of here. So the kids run for the town. All the witches fly after her. Now, we have a little bit of a setup here. There's like quicksand. I don't know why there's quicksand in Salem. Some of the witches fall into the quicksand, and then they hit up the guy from Beauty and the Beast. They're like, we're in trouble. He's like, great, go get the townspeople. It's all out war over here. Okay, the witches are charging. I mean, they're charging a town like a bunch of linebackers. So like they're like playing football over here. And then here we go. War ensues. The townspeople win. They protect their nice blocky. Well, I mean, they just live in squares, no windows, and then everyone's guilty and everyone gets hanged, and then the children go to sleep. And along the horizon, as the sun sets, we see all the hanged Salem witches over here. Okay, all the hanged witches are right here. But Tapestry shows up, nicely dressed to be around 2 children, and she just warns them. She's like, be on the lookout. I'm not done with you 2 yet. And then Savant's like, I have a story for you. So, of course, it's not going to take place in modern day because we have to show off drawing skills. But we got Tom Rainey here doing a very nice job with some backgrounds, drawing some pirates. This guy's name is Bloodhawk. He has a ship called the Talon. And he got possessed by a mirror. The mirror makes you seek. The mirror makes you want to do things like greed and the 7 deadly sins. But he's dead because of it. Savant's trying to track down the mirror. She goes through a little bit of the history of the mirror. This Where's Waldo guy gets stabbed because he banged the dude's wife. Good for him. But then we go underground. We reach the pirate ship from Goonies right here. Talon, says Talon. And Savant finds the mirror, and the mirror starts to possess her. She sees all these treasures. Now, Tom Rainey, it's a little tough because some of Tom Rainey's faces here for Savant, they kind of look like a guy. I mean, I thought this was a different character at first, but it's Savant. She falls right through the ship, and luckily the mirror stays afloat, which is like, common for a possessed or a witch enchanted object, right? Enchanted objects don't sink. We've seen enough movies for that. And then Voodoo's like, well, what happened with the mirror? And Vory's like, yeah, what happened with it? And Savant's like, hey, I made these goblets out of it. I told you it was going to pay off. I made these goblets out of it, but don't you look in them. Don't you look in them, because you may not like what you see. And then there you go. So that's a nice prank that she played. Nice gotcha on her Wildcat friends, knowing that the goblets here could possess them into madness. But it was cool because they do explain it. This is a little bit of a good example of just what the writer does to when the artist. When the artist delivers something, it's up to the writer. It's up to the writer to like round it out. Okay. And right here, just through the writing, she made the goblets because from being in the water, the mirror fell apart. And we kind of see a little bit of that over here. We do get some, it's told in the first person, but we get some great explanations. We get some great history of the mirror built into the story. This is a fully capable, great story, the Savant one. And even for like this over here, for the Salem Witch Trial one, these captions over here set it up well. They explain everything. The artwork doesn't land so well with the captions, but It's up to the writer sometimes to explain it. And you need captions for that. And I know a lot of people are against captions now, but you do need them. And sometimes, I just believe sometimes like the artist doesn't set up the story right. Like we don't have anything cool here. Nothing's. I mean, this somehow should have been in the first one or two panels, and you can kind of go back and forth. These are the storytelling decisions you have to make. But Trevor Scott, look, keep in mind, Trevor Scott over here, he took over. He's number 3 when it comes to Death Blow. It's Jim Lee, then Tim Sale took over, and Trevor Scott took over. Trevor Scott also filled in for almost every single major Wildstorm book at the time. I think he's quick. He has a loose style. I really want to see exactly what he's doing. I think he went into digital painting, but he is there. He's there. Not the best storytelling decisions. I'm not sure how editorial didn't work with him closer, knowing he has such a quicker style. And he's clearly using like Frank Miller as a like rip-off reference, which is fine. Whatever. Get the page done. Get the page out. But so everyone, Wildstorm, Wednesday, Chamber of Horrors. For the third time, thanks for hanging out, people. I love you.